There's actually a lot of sunlight today. It's actually warm as well compared to the other days, but the lowest temperature at times feels even colder. It does say it's like what, -2 I guess at the lowest? And with that in mind, what did I read today? This was kind of interesting. You've often heard of a lot of people being afraid of drones flying within their property and all that, where in many cases it ends up being nothing. But this one here, they actually had video proof where it looked like someone was flying an FPV drone into this guy's property. It says here, caught on camera, man finds drone flying around his Milwaukee house at night, sparking privacy concerns. There's actually a lot of interesting perspectives in this article anyways in regards to a drone, the law, and all the technicalities and so forth. It says here, a Clackamas County man discovered a drone flying outside his family's home at night last week, sparking questions about drone use and privacy regulations. Saying, quote, I was in the house watching TV, blinds closed, and I heard this whirring sound. Daniel Wagner said, who thinks they're going to hear a strange noise outside in the dark late at night, open your door, and a drone is going to drop down 5 feet in front of your face? Wagner caught part of the close encounter on his home security cameras. The videos show a drone with green lights buzzing around Wagner's home above his cars parked outside and up to his front door and windows. So yeah, the guy actually has proof of this, where you can see the video of what appears to be an FPV drone flying around the area. And he mentions the point too of having the video evidence. It says, it's only by dumb luck that I've got the cameras to pick that up, that I was able to capture it, Wagner said. Otherwise, it would be all just be a story with no proof. After meeting the drone at eye level, Wagner said he closed his front door and the drone buzzed up into the sky. Security video shows Wagner came back outside 2 minutes later. He said he saw a man across the street put a drone in his parked car, turn off his headlights, and drive away. When he blacked out and took off, it seemed a little nefarious, his purposes, Wagner said. So you'd be wondering, for example, why was that guy flying there? What would your theory be? From what I'm seeing in the video anyways, it's just my personal theory and opinion, he does mention, and you can see in the video, he has a lot of cars there. So my assumption initially anyways, without really understanding the whole situation, is maybe that was an FPV drone flyer saying, oh, I want to take a closer look, and he kind of gambled and flew it into the guy's property to see it. That's my assumption anyways. You still shouldn't do that, but that would be my best guess with this scenario. And so with that, it obviously goes into the topic where people will wonder, hey, what can I do about this? They bring up the point on how when it comes to drones, and let's just say the airspace, the FAA in the US is in charge of that, but when it becomes an issue of, let's just say, privacy, like in this situation, that would be reverted to things like local government laws and so forth. Now, this was the interesting part, as apparently in Oregon, it says in the law there is actually a section for unmanned aircraft, and it says a person can't fly a drone over private property, quote, to intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly harass or annoy the owner or occupant. So that's the tricky thing here, as like it says there, you have to actually prove, I guess, the person had malicious intent of sort versus someone just flying, for example, by the area. So how would you prove that? You can't really, correct? And with that, as you can imagine, he got kind of frustrated because as he learned more about this, he discovered drones, for example, you can't just go up and take it down yourself because they treat it like any other aircraft, like in the US. So it'd be no different than you, I don't know, taking down a huge manned airplane. You can't do that. Like saying, quote, when he did his research, it says it is a felony to bring a drone out of the air, and the operator can bring that on you as a homeowner, he said. After his unsettling experience, Wagner said local governments should push for stronger privacy regulations for their communities. When you're 5 to 10 feet off the ground, somebody's driveway, in the middle of the night, I think that's a bridge too far and that should never be acceptable. I know from my first reaction anyways, if I saw something like this, it wouldn't be, okay, who's doing something potentially illegal and all that. I think it's just someone goofing around. I've actually seen this before around neighborhoods here, where there's somebody across the street, they're flying from their backyard like an FPV drone around all over the place. I even joke around sometimes too if I see that and I'm with other people who aren't as in tune, I guess, with drones and so forth. I said, okay, I'm gonna fly my drone over there. The guy has his goggles on or whatever, I'll probably freak him out afterwards, right? He's like, hey, what is this? Although what drones you should fear is these type of drones that everyone should be worried about in general, using them as weapons and so forth. This one here says, one of Russia's largest microelectronics plants stops operation after a drone attack. So still fighting going on everywhere, huh? As it says here, Ukrainian drones damaged the Kreml Microelectronics plant during an attack on the Russian city of Bryansk that occurred on the night of 23-24 January. The attack damaged production facilities and a finished goods warehouse. Damage was caused to the special energy supply facilities and production chains were disrupted, the company stated, adding that the plant's operations have been suspended. And they talk about other, types of attack that seem to be similar in terms of strategy. And in my opinion, again, you should be worried about stuff like this, where at the same time, this is probably what the mass majority of people read every single day. Drones attacking, weapons, so even if they see something that's, let's just say, toy grade and all that in your own neighborhood, they'll automatically assume it's something bad and dangerous, correct? Alright, see you guys later.